Hi, everybody. Okay, let's wait for the crowd to catch up. I think I'm on time. 2 minutes late, but better than usual. A crazy night, and it is cold. Cold here in Connecticut. People are showing up. Hi, Donna. Hi, Faith. It is so cold. I hate turning the heat on. It's like just burning your money up, but it's on. It's on, and I'm in my shawl and trying to stay warm. Hey, Jody. Hi, Tenny. Allie. Wow. Guys, wait a minute and we'll get going here. There's lots to talk about tonight. Good God. My hair's crazy. What's it doing? Oh my goodness. It's just going to be like. Anyway. Okay. Okay. Wow, everyone's here. Okay, hello. Oh, Claire, Lisa, hi. All right, so I'll start by saying the full moon is Tuesday, 8:35 in the morning, I believe, Eastern time. Full moon is in Taurus, being very positively aspected by Pluto. Pluto that rules long-range planning. And Taurus, that is our second house of, or rules the second house of financial investments, real estate, money in general, and assets. So it is a favorable moon for finalizing any long-term plans you have around investments, real estate, business. It's a great time to ask for help if you want to get advice moving forward. Wonderfully aspected for that. And so that is what this moon is best for. The culmination of long-range plans regarding business, money, assets, investments, right, and real estate. Okay, so that is that. And let's see here. Wow, hi everybody. Sean, Linda, hi Linda. KK, Janice, Karen, okay. Well. What is the most dangerous magic of all? I'm going to read for you a little bit first, a little bedtime story. I'm reading the book Practical Magic, and most of us have watched the movie, love the movie, with Nicole Kidman and Sandra Bullock. The book is very different. I'm not quite through with it yet, but at the very beginning there's a chapter and some excerpts from which are going to weigh in nicely on what I want to talk about. The book is darker than the movie. It sort of, the movie kind of amalgamized some characters. For example, in the book, Sally's daughters play a much bigger role. They're older in the book, they grow up in the book, and so they sort of took their characters in the book and they kind of made them just the two sisters. The reason they came to live with the aunts is different. The aunts themselves are very different. And it's important to know that in the book, the girls are bullied and the aunts are feared in town. The aunts are darker and a little meaner than the movie would let you believe. Okay? So with all that backstory, and gather around, children. I'm going to read for you. Okay? 1 minute. Okay, you ready? The children in town could whisper whatever rumors they wished, but the truth was that most of their mothers had gone to see the aunts at least once in their lives. Occasionally, someone might appear who wanted red pepper tea for a persnickety stomach or butterfly weed for nerves. But every woman in town knew what the aunts' real business was. Their specialty was love. The aunts were not invited to potluck suppers or library fundraisers, but when a woman in town quarreled with her lover, when she found herself pregnant by someone who wasn't her husband, or discovered that the man she'd married was as unfaithful as a hound, then there she'd be at the Owens' back door, just after twilight, the hour when the shadows could hide your features so that no one would recognize you as you stood beneath the wisteria, a tangled vine that had grown above the door for longer than anyone in town had been alive. It didn't matter if a woman was the fifth-grade teacher at the elementary school, or if she was the pastor's wife, or perhaps the long-time girlfriend of the orthodontist on Peabody Street. It didn't matter that people swore blackbirds dropped from the sky, ready to peck your eyes out when you approached the Owens house from the east. Desire had a way of making a person oddly courageous. In the aunt's opinion, it could sneak up on a grown woman and turn her from a sensible creature into something as foolish as a flea that keeps chasing after the same old dog. Once someone had made the decision to come to the back door, she was more than ready to drink pennyroyal tea prepared with ingredients that couldn't even be spoken aloud, which would bring on bleeding that night. She'd already decided to let one of the aunts prick the third finger of her left hand with a silver needle if that's what it took to get her darling back once more. The aunts clucked like chickens whenever a woman walked up the bluestone path. They could read desperation from half a mile away. A woman who was head over heels and wanted to make certain her love was returned would be happy to turn over a cameo that had been in her family for generations. One who had been betrayed would pay even more. But those women who wanted someone else's husband, they were the worst. They would do absolutely anything for love. They got all twisted up like rubber bands just from the heat of their desire, and they didn't give a damn for convention and good manners. As soon as the aunts saw one of these women walking up the path, they sent the girl straight up to the attic, even on December nights when twilight came well before 4:30. On those murky evenings, the sisters never protested that it was too early or that they weren't yet tired. They tiptoed up the stairs holding hands. From the landing, beneath the dusty old portrait of Maria Owens, the girls called out their good nights. They went to their rooms, slipped their nightgowns over their heads, and went directly to the back staircase so they could creep down again, press their ears against the door, and listen in to every word. Sometimes, when it was an extremely dark evening and Jillian was feeling especially brave, she would push the back door ajar with her foot, and Sally wouldn't dare to close it again for fear it might creak and give them away. From that angle of the back stairs, the girls could see the old black stove and the table and the hooked rug, where the aunt's customers often paced back and forth. They could see how love might control you, from your head to your toes, not to mention every single part of you in between. Because of this, Sally and Julia had learned things most children their age had not, that it was always wise to collect fingernail clippings that had once been the living tissue of your beloved, just in case he should take it into his head to stray. That a woman could want a man so much that she might vomit in the kitchen sink or cry so fiercely blood would run from the corners of her eyes. On evenings when the orange moon was rising in the sky and some woman was crying in her kitchen, Sally and Jillian would lock pinkies and vow never to be ruled by their passions. Yuck, the girls would whisper to each other when a client of their aunts would weep or lift her blouse to show the raw marks where she'd cut the name of her beloved into her skin with a razor. Not us, the sisters would swear, locking their fingers even more tightly. During the winter, when Sally was 12 and Jillian was almost 11, they learned that sometimes the most dangerous thing of all in matters of love was to be granted your heart's desire. That was the winter when a young woman who worked in the drugstore came to see the aunts. For days, the temperature had been dropping. The season was so cold and the sky so heartless and purple, it made the young girl shiver just to look upward. The customer who arrived one dark evening wasn't pretty, but she was known for her kindness and sweet disposition. She delivered holiday meals to the elderly and sang in a choir with a voice like an angel's, and always put an extra squirt of syrup in the glass when children ordered vanilla Cokes at the soda fountain. But when she arrived at twilight, this plain, mild girl was in such agony that she curled up on the hand-hooked rug, Her fists were so tightly clenched they were like the claws of a cat. She threw her head back and her glossy hair fell over her face like a curtain. She chewed on her lip until her flesh bled. She was being eaten alive by love and had already lost 30 pounds. Because of this, the aunts seemed to take pity on her, something they rarely did. Though the girl hadn't much money, they gave her the strongest potion they could, with exact instructions on how to make another woman's husband fall in love with her. Then they warned her that what she was done could never be undone, and so she must be sure. "I'm sure," the girl said, in her calm, beautiful voice, and the aunts must have believed and been satisfied, because they gave her the heart of a dove, set on one of their best saucers, the kind with the blue willows and the river of tears. Sally and Jillian sat on the back stairs in the dark, their knees touching, their feet dirty and bare. They were shivering, but still they grinned at each other and whispered right along with the aunts a charm they knew well enough to recite in their sleep. "My lover's heart will feel this pin, and his devotion I will win. There'll be no way for him to rest nor sleep until he comes to me to speak. Only when he loves me best will he find peace, and with peace, rest." Jillian made little stabbing motions, which is what the girl was to do with the dove's heart when she repeated these words for 7 nights in a row before she went to bed. "It will never work," Sally whispered afterward, as she felt their way along in the dark, up the stairs and along the wall to the rooms. "It might work," Jillian whispered back. "Even though she's not pretty, it's still within the realm of possibility." Sally drew herself up, who was older and taller and always knew best. "We'll just see about that." Oh, dear, dear, dear. I don't want to. Okay. So the sisters waited and prayed that nothing would happen. And when it seemed certain that nothing would happen, the principal of their school, Mr. Hollowell, parked his station wagon outside the drugstore girl's apartment just as the light was fading. He casually walked inside, but Sally noticed that he made sure to look over his shoulder. His eyes were bleary, as though he hadn't slept for 7 nights. That evening, the girls did not go home for supper, despite Sally's promise to the aunts that she would fix lamb chops and baked beans. The wind picked up, and a freezing rain began to fall. Still, the girls stood outside the street from the drugstore girl's apartment. Mr. Hollowell didn't come out until after 9, and he had a strange expression on his face, as if he didn't quite know where he was. He walked right past his own car, not recognizing it, and it was not till he was halfway home did he remember he'd parked somewhere, and then it took him nearly an hour to locate the forgotten spot. After that, he appeared every evening at the exact same spot at the exact same time. Once he had the nerve to come to the drugstore at lunch and order a cheeseburger and a Coke, although he didn't eat a bite and instead stared longingly at the girl who'd put a spell on him. He sat there on the very first stool, so hot and amorous that the linoleum countertop on which he rested his elbows began to bubble. When he finally noticed Sally and Jillian watching him, he demanded that the sisters head back to school, and he reached for the burger, but he still couldn't keep his eyes off the girl. He'd been hit by something all right. The aunts had gotten to him just as sure as if they'd picked him off with a bow and arrow. Coincidence, Sally insisted. "I don't know about that," Jillian shrugged. Anyone could see the girl from the drugstore looked all lit up inside as she fixed hot fudge sundaes and rang up prescriptions for antibiotics and cough syrup. She got what she wanted, however it happened. But as it turned out, the girl didn't have exactly what she wanted. She came back to the aunts, more distraught than ever. Love was one thing, marriage quite another. Mr. Hollowell, it seemed, was not certain he could leave his wife. "I don't think you want to watch this," Jillian whispered to Sally. "How do you know?" The girls were whispering right in each other's ears. They had a scared feeling that they usually didn't have when they spied from the safety of the stairs. "I saw at once," Jillian looked particularly pale. Her fair hair stuck out from her head in a cloud. "I don't think you'd want to. Some of the things they do are pretty gross. You won't be able to take it." "We'll just see who can take it and who can't," she whispered. But Sally never would have stayed. She would have run all the way back to her room and locked the door with a deadbolt, had she known that in order to compel a man to marry you when he doesn't wish to, something horrible has to be done. She closed her eyes as soon as they brought the mourning dove in. I'm not going to tell you all of that. All that winter, Sally and Jillian saw the girl from the drugstore with Mr. Hallowell. In January, he left his wife to marry her, and they moved into a small white house on the corner of 3rd and Endicott. Once they were man and wife, they were rarely apart. Wherever the girl went, to the market or to her exercise class, Mr. Hallowell would follow, like a well-trained dog that had no need for a leash. As soon as school let out, he would head for the drugstore. He would show up at odd hours with a handful of violets or a box of nougat, and sometimes the sisters could hear his new wife snipe at him in spite of his gifts. Couldn't he let her out of his sight for a minute? That's what she hissed to her beloved. Couldn't he give her a minute of peace? By the time the wisteria had begun to bloom the following spring, the girl from the drugstore was back. Sally and Jillian were working in the garden at dusk, gathering spring onions for a vegetable stew. The season was so damp the mosquitoes were out in full force, and Jillian was hitting the bugs that were settling on her, and Sally had to tug at her sleeve to get her to notice who was coming up the bluestone path. Uh-oh, Jillian said. She stopped smacking herself. She looks awful. The drugstore girl didn't even look like a girl anymore. She looked old. Her hair wasn't shiny, and her mouth had a funny shape, as though she'd bitten into something sour. She rubbed her hands together. Perhaps the skin was chapped, but more likely she was nervous in some terrible way. Sally picked up the wicker basket of onions and watched as the aunt's customer knocked on the back door. No one answered, so she pounded against the wood, frantic and angry. "Open up!" she called out again and again. She kept right on knocking, and the sound echoed unanswered. When the girl noticed the sisters and headed toward the garden, Jillian turned white as a ghost and clung to her sister. Sally stood her ground, since she was, after all, since she had nowhere to go. The aunts had nailed the skull of a horse to the fence to keep the neighborhood children away. Now Sally found herself hoping it would keep evil spirits as well, because that's what the drugstore girl looked like. That's what she seemed to be as she flew at them in that garden where lavender and rosemary and Spanish garlic already grew in abundance. "Look what they did to me," the girl from the drugstore cried. "He won't leave me alone for a minute. He's taken all the locks off, even on the bathroom door. I can't sleep or eat because he's always watching me. He wants to have sex with me constantly. I'm sore inside and out." Sally took 2 steps backward, nearly stumbling over Jillian, who was clinging to her still. This was not the way people normally talked to children, but the girl from the drugstore obviously didn't give a damn about what was right or wrong. Sally could see that her eyes were red from crying. Her mouth looked mean, as if only bad words could come from between those lips. "Where are the witches who did this to me?" said the girl. The aunts were looking out the window, watching with what avarice and stupidity could do to a person. They shook their heads sadly when Sally glanced at the window. They did not wish to be involved any further with the drugstore girl. Some people cannot be warned away from disaster. You can try. You can put up every alert, but they'll still go their own way. "Our aunts went on vacation," Sally said in a breakable, untrustworthy voice. She had never told a lie before, and left a black taste in her mouth. "Go get them!" the girl shouted. She was no longer the person she used to be. At choir practice, she wept during her solos and to be led into the parking lot so she wouldn't disrupt the entire program. "Do it now or I'll smack you silly." "Leave us alone," Jillian said from the safety of her hiding place behind Sally. "If you don't, we'll put a worse curse on you." The girl from the drugstore snapped when she heard that. She grabbed for Jillian and flung her arm forward, but it was Sally she slapped, and she struck her so hard that Sally lurched backward and trampled the rosemary and the verbena. Behind the window glass, the aunts recited the words they were taught as children to hush the chickens. There had been a whole pen of scrawny brown and white specimens, but by the time the aunts had got through with them, they never screeched again. "Oh," Jillian said when she realized what had happened to her sister. A blood-red mark was forming on Sally's cheek, but Jillian was the one who started to cry. "You horrible thing," she said to the drugstore girl. "You're just horrible." "Didn't you hear me? Go get your aunts." Or at least that's what the drugstore girl tried to say. But no one heard a word. Nothing came out of her mouth. Not a shout or a scream, or certainly not an apology. She put her hand to her throat as though someone were strangling her. But really, she was choking on all that love she thought she needed so badly. Sally watched the girl whose face had already grown white with fear. As it turned out, the girl from the drugstore never spoke again. although sometimes she made little cooing noises like a call of a pigeon or a dove, or when she was truly furious, a harsh shrieking that was not unlike the panic sound chickens make when they're chased and then caught for basting and broiling. Her friends in the choir wept at the loss of her beautiful voice, but in time they began to avoid her. Her back had become arched like the spine of a cat who has stepped into burning hot coal. She could not hear a kind word without covering her ears with her hands and stamping her feet like a spoiled child. I'm almost done. For the rest of her life, she'd be followed around by a man who loved her too much, and she wouldn't even be able to tell him to go away. Sally knew the aunts would never open the door for this client of theirs, not if she came back 1,000 times. This girl had no right to demand anything more. What had she thought? That love was a toy, something easy and sweet, just to play with? Real love was dangerous. It got you from inside and held on tight. And if you didn't let go fast enough, you might be willing to do anything for its sake. If the girl from the drugstore had been smart, she would have asked for an antidote, not a charm, in the first place. In the end, she had gotten what she wanted. And if she still hadn't learned a lesson from it, there was one person in the garden who had. There was one girl who knew enough to go inside and lock the door 3 times and not shed a single tear as she cut up onions that were so bitter it would have made anyone else cry all night. There. So what is the most dangerous magic? And that is love magic. Love magic is the most dangerous magic. And in fact, while we sell items for love, and certainly I will tell you, and China will tell you, different ways to use them, I have lent my energy. I can count on one hand and have fingers left over the times I've been involved or helped someone in matters of love. There is only one reason I do that, and I'm not going to tell you what it is because I don't want a bunch of people showing up thinking that they have the answer. But when women have presented, and I have had men come in, but I have not helped them because there's only one reason I'll involve my energy in terms of getting someone back and being involved in bending the will of another person. And I always say the same thing to anyone that comes in with that request. That is, why do you want someone who doesn't want you? And why do you? And we see it and we hear it, and I certainly see and hear it often. Often. And if I wanted to charge money for that, I would make a fortune. And in those times that I've helped, those very rare few times that I've helped a woman get a man back, and I've said to them, he's going to come back now. That's going to happen. But don't be surprised that when you get him back, you don't want him anymore. And they're like, no, oh, Laura, no, that's not true. I love him. It's that woman. You know, she's put ideas in his head. She's doing things. I think she's doing magic. I'm like, I don't think so. But in this circumstance, he needs to return. And he does. And every single time, it is just like the book. They come in the store and they look disgusted, sad. And I'm like, hey, how you doing? How's it going? How's it good? He's back in the house. You doing good? You're a family again? And they're like, it's not that good. I'm like, really? Not that good? What happened? Don't want him anymore. Look, nobody wants a tissue after someone else has blown their nose in it. And while I have seen couples reunite after infidelity and a marriage stronger than ever, and that's both men and women, I have seen both cases where people have come back stronger and marriages have gone on for years, but never when it was done magically. Never. Never once have I seen real joy from that. It can be done. You can bend the will. Marriage vows are strong. and certain energies will enforce them. Comes at a terrible price, and the price is on the person that calls in that order. And that's not me, but the person that wants that person that did bind themselves. And when you get married, you are uttering words that bind. And I have never been to a marriage ceremony yet that they didn't very specifically say, do you take? Do you? And the questions are very specific. And those words are very powerful. We've had women come in, my goodness, one China took care of, and she was certain that she was meant to be with this person, even though they hadn't been together. And he had changed his phone number, and he had blocked her, and he left the country, moved to Canada. And China was like, the man has left the country. He's left the country. She's like, no, he's meant to be with me. Men and women, no one but me. Only I understand. Only I'm the one who's best for him. I'm the one. It's not true. Or he'd be with you. If a man wants a woman, he'll move a mountain. He'll go through a mountain to get at you. You'll never have to wonder. So, really, and there are many people that specialize in love magic. I don't even particularly love relationship readings because people change. People are fickle. They really are. And you can be 100% certain, and 3 months later, not so much. And I believe truly that when men and women are gung-ho and head over heels, they really do mean the words they say at that time. And when you're doing a reading, you're reading the energy of a point in time. And you're following that energy to its most logical conclusion. Because energy flows in a pattern, but not when it comes to love. Love is different. Love changes the rules. So in a person's integrity and their loyalty, but it's so funny that those are not questions that people usually ask. They don't ask, does he have integrity? They don't ask, well, is she loyal? It's always, well, does she love me like I love her? Does he want me like I want him? And those questions are usually, yeah, at that point in time, sure, absolutely. So I just wanted to say that, and it's a cautionary tale when it comes to love. I'm going to look at some comments now and do some reading. What's going on? Okay, Jody, Althea, Christine, hi. Greta, Pam, Crystal. There you go. Yes, you did, Althea. You did say that. KK, any domination, but really, the only domination most folks ever ask for really is love. That, we don't have slaves. I mean, people don't look for that. So really, when you're talking about domination spells or binding spells, you're almost always talking about love magic. Okay? And that's not judgment on my part. I am not judging anybody. I'm not saying that some people shouldn't be together. I did have a man once come in my shop. It was really awful. And I wrote a blog about it, Love Potion number 9. If you go into my blog, sometimes the kind of get posts there and go back in the history. It was one of my earlier ones. But he actually asked if I could kill somebody. And I looked at him and I said, why? He goes, well, can you or can't you? Aren't you? And I love this. This is something, and I got to say, this is a man thing. But they always drop the challenge, like, are you powerful enough Like, what makes you think that I would want to do that? Like, well, I guess you just can't then. Like, why don't you give me some background why I'd be wanting to kill somebody? He says, well, it's my wife. She won't let me go. She won't set me free. I have the love of my life, and she won't. And this is true, the true story. Okay, it'll be in the book. And I said, she won't let you go. That's funny. I'm divorced myself. I mean, there's no slavery in America. If you want to go, you file for divorce. That's not hard to do. Well, it's complicated. It's complicated. I had 3 little kids, and I got divorced. Pretty complicated, I guess, but still done. He goes, well, there's financial considerations. I said, oh, yes. I said, there are. You'll give half of what you own to a wife that you've had for many years. So what's the problem, though? You got the love of your life. Isn't it worth that price to be with the one you love? He's like, well, her husband won't let her go either. I'm like, you won't let her go? You won't let her go. Again, you can't go to court and file papers and be free. He's like, well, it's not that easy. So it'd be easier if someone just killed her. He goes, exactly. I am no Pontius Pilate. I have no desire to be anybody's weapon. There isn't enough money in the world to make me want to do that. But if you go to some of the botanicas, if you ask certain people, I'm sure there's someone who will help you with that. It can be done. I said, frankly, the price you'll pay be cheaper to get the divorce. And he left. He wasn't happy. It's really not that hard. Get divorced. Be free. Then pursue whoever you want. Okay? So, and I say that not in general, but to him. It's that bad, just file for divorce. Kids are grown, there's no reason to be worried. Okay, Aries. What's going on with you? Yep, that's right, Valerie. Hey, Deb. Okay. Alrighty. I will say this too. Another neat thing to do is ElsaElsa.com for $12. She does a really good compatibility report. And if you're wondering how to make your relationship better, if you're wondering, because that's what astrology does. It helps us communicate better, helps us to interact in a more healthy way. And no two people communicate exactly the same way. So I find these reports, I think they're like 24 pages long. And even if you've ended a relationship, an important relationship, and you want to review what was there, because we always do, what was I thinking? What was I thinking? Well, what were you thinking? If you want to find out for $12 what that was all about, that's what I suggest. ElsaElsa.com, and it's simply a compatibility report. All right, Aries, we have the Ace of Wands, we have the Four of Coins reversed, the Sun, the Eight of Cups, and the Nine of Cups. Well, this is actually great, Aries. Ace of Wands is partnership, often business partnership, but partnership and it's next to the Four of Coins reversed, so decisions are being made. No question of how you make money. It's a question of this is what I want to do to make money. Now I know what I want. The Sun and the Star, best cards in the deck. We got the Sun sitting right here, shining on all of this. The Eight of Cups and the Nine of Cups. Oh, Nine of Cups is wishes coming true. Now the Eight of Cups can be two things. One it could be going home, relocation, move. It can also be a card of reflection about the past and reminiscing in a healthy way. So bringing the past forward, but in a healthy way. This idea of going home, being home. All right. So the Lovers reversed, the Devil reversed, and the Four of Wands. So the Four of Wands is celebrating success. Lovers reversed, Devil reversed. I'm going to say it's really about leaving toxic or unhappy situations behind. There's a part of me, well, there's a couple ways this could be read. One is it could be read with starting a home-based business, with in tandem with partner, leaving like the corporate world to enjoy like working virtual. Business investments, business decisions, business partnerships. The Fool, new beginnings. You know, it's interesting. So what I said about the full moon, this is like basically what I said. It's really a taking on healthy partnerships. Yeah. All right. Looks good. And that's Aries. Okay. All right, Taurus, we have the Knight of Coins. We have the Tower reversed. We have Judgment reversed. We have the Seven of Swords reversed. And we have the Page of Coins reversed. So we have the Knight of Coins, and that's money coming in. Why is money coming in? Well, this would look like, with the Tower reversed, it's chaotic change that you bring on. Judgment reversed. It looks as though Taurus is weighing out money coming in versus staying in a toxic work environment. You know, where do you go with that? They pay me well, but I'm in this toxic soup here that I work within. Looks like you're thinking about leaving. I would probably think no one's leaving until beginning of the year. I don't think anyone's going to leave November, December is not really the best, but Nine of Wands, looking at the next promotion, looking at the next job, ready to cross that bridge. King of Cups. And the Six of Swords reversed. The Two of Coins. It's really juggling family demands and doing the right thing by the family. You can't just go off and leave your job. Coins reversed. In this case, it could be no, it's really funny. The man is like more concerned about the kids, and the wife is more concerned about the money. And there is some juggling going on, but I'm going to say that the Taurus is really reflecting on how to leave a job they're not really enjoying, that seems toxic, but they can't until there's another job in place and making the same money. So the Four of Swords reversed, it's a lot of anxiety here. The World. Okay, so it's coming. It's coming, but again, I wouldn't think until the beginning of next year. And it's that juggle of, it looks like you're paid well for the job, but the job itself just sucks. Okay? It pays the bills. Okay. Gemini. We have the King of Wands. We have the Two of Cups reversed. We have the Seven of Coins, the Queen of Wands, and the Knight of Swords. So we have the King and Queen of Wands, the Two of Cups reversed, which is two people who want different things. Seven of Coins, which is how do we make money? How do we have the Knight of Swords. The Ace of Swords. The Hangman reversed, and the Nine of Swords. So it's like we see these two people, the King and Queen of Wands, Two of Cups. They're both after different outcomes here. Next to the Queen of Wands, I'm seeing the Knight of Swords. There's usually problems coming in at her. Nine of Swords and the Hangman reversed, feeling like you're being taken advantage of. Anxiety, strong communication, the Ace of Swords. I'm saying these cards are more, I've got the King here, I got the Queen over here, and the problems are kind of like on top of the Queen. Nine of Coins reversed, financial losses. Queen of Swords, logic. Eight of Coins. It's the hard work on the part of the Queen. Really hard work here. Speaks to boundaries, fear of financial loss, strong boundaries. I'm just not sure why. The anxiety is there. Four of Cups reverse. Why though? Why is there so much anxiety? Well, I'm going to say it's the feeling of being taken advantage of, the feeling of not being appreciated. A lot of anxiety here. Don't see you leaving the job. It could be that the king is the King of Wands is saying you should leave this job, you should leave this, nothing but problems, but she doesn't seem to want to or be able to. Seven of Wands. It could be that they've paid for training, that there's some sort of, or there's training coming up that she needs to take before she can get a better job. Page of Cups reversed. Speak to a young person in the house or in the home. There's some sense of sadness, depression. King of Swords. Seven of Cups. There's this what do I want? What do I really want versus what can I do? Versus being held in place. The need to set boundaries. And some sense of how are those things done? That the two, again, the King and Queen, that team, that pair, are not really agreeing entirely on how it's done. So I got the Queen focusing on her work, the Eight of Wands reversed, and I got the King worried more about the emotional stuff. So, good God, Gemini, that's rough. Six of Coins, money coming in, bonus money coming in. New money coming in. I hope that resolves the issue, because there's a lot there, and it seems like money isn't the biggest problem. All right. Wow. Okay. Cancer. We have the Moon, we have Strength reversed, we have the Knight of Wands, the Empress, and the Five of Coins reversed. Now the Moon and the Strength reversed make me think you might have been out of work for a while due to illness or some emotional issue. Knight of Wands has you back in work. Empress. And the Five of Coins reversed. And the reason I said work is because the Five of Coins reversed would have money back on track, getting better. Knight of Wands has you busy, creative. So my first glance, I'm going to say this looks like someone who's been out of work and is now back to work, and things are getting back on track. Three of Cups. The Ten of Coins reversed. The Five of Cups. There's a great deal of regret and possibly Ten of Coins reversed. Hierophant. The Emperor. Not sure if this might have set you back in terms of buying a home, getting a new home. This looks like that time out of work, or there was time that money that was put away maybe had to be used. A lot of anxiety. Three of Swords reversed. Oh, Cancer. I mean, the good news is the Empress and the Emperor. Back to work, things are getting better. There's no emotional pain here. There's a lot of anxiety and some regret, and it's all based in real estate. It's based more on the home. Maybe you had put money aside to do work to the house. Maybe you had put the money aside to get a new place. But there is some regret around loss, financial or property, home. Six of Cups, it's move. So, I mean, I'm going to say probably Cancer, there's some kind of move coming up. And the Star, okay, it's a good move. It'll be all right. Okay, money getting better, things are getting better. All right. Good, Jennifer, okay. That's right, Janice. Okay. I'm going into Leo. Okay. Hey, Kathleen. All right, so Leo. I'm happy to see you guys sharing your love magic stories. They're not usually happy stories. They're all usually cautionary tales. You don't usually end with happily ever after. They end with someone feeling smothered, someone feeling stalked, someone feeling, anyway, bound. Okay, Leo, we have the Ace of Cups reversed, we have the Ace of Coins reversed, we have the Ten of Cups reversed, we have the Five of Wands reversed, and we have the Knight of Cups. So, Ace of Cups reversed, end of a relationship, end of love. Ace of Coins reversed. Concerns about money not coming in. Some not money and no love. Ten of Cups reversed, not happy where you're living. Five of Wands reversed, tired of the same over and over and over. And the Knight of Cups. You know, this is just a classic with Leo. I'm sick of fighting. I'm not in love. Don't like living here. Sick. And here's something new. You know, I'm going to be happy. I'm going to do what I love to do. Stuck in place. Queen of Cups. Two of Swords reversed. And it also, with the Queen of Cups, the Two of Swords reversed, rock in a hard place, choosing rock or hard place, Three of Coins reversed. Again, it's love and work, you know. Three of Coins reversed, not happy, not celebrating. Death reversed, making a change, you making an ending. Whew. Magician reversed, Ten of Swords, holy cow. This is a lot of crashing and burning. Three of Wands. It's almost like it's like a forest fire that has to burn and then the whole forest can be rejuvenated. It's like the phoenix that has to die and burn and turn to ash and then be rebirthed. And that's exactly, these cards are like, this is this awful environment, work, not being paid enough, not happy with this, sick of the same thing, tired of the routine, possibly going back to school, possibly doing what you went to school for, possibly going through training. But here I see that it's like, I want love. I want love. I'm choosing love. I don't want this. I'm not happy here. I don't like any of this. Yeah, out of balance. I'm tired of living like that. Page of Wands. Page of Wands, Knight of Cups. You want creativity, you want art, you want an interesting life with love. You want off the hamster wheel, Leo. You want off the hamster wheel, and you want to live in a place where you're happy. That makes perfect sense to me. Okay, Virgo. We have the Two of Wands reversed. We have the King of Coins. We have the Ten of Wands reversed, Justice, and the Five of Swords. Okay, the Two of Wands reversed, ending of a partnership. Usually career, usually work, lack of support at work. We have the King of Coins, that's money, business. We have the Ten of Wands reversed. I'm sorry, the straw that broke the camel's back. We have Justice and the Five of Swords. Well, Justice is always signing contracts, paperwork, legal aspects. And the Five of Swords is asking for help, going for help. So this could be a situation at work that you're not being supported and you need to go to HR to find out how you arrange for support so you can do your job. Signing contracts, going for help, looking for outside help, could be going to an outside job placement. And there's the Six of Wands, advancement, career advancement, Wands. High Priestess, listening to your inner voice. Eight of Swords reversed. Anxiety relieved. Just sense of isolation here. And it's a sense of isolation, state of flux, state of I want to say betwixt and between, but what am I looking for? That suspended animation, that sort of. And then we see the Page of Swords, which is new communication, fresh communication. If you're waiting to hear about a job, if you're waiting to hear, this looks positive. If you're waiting to apply for a job, again, you don't need to wait very long. These cards speak to career advancement. They are all career cards. But whatever you're doing, you may need to ask for outside help, whether it's to freshen up your resume or to apply for a new job within a company. I mean, whatever it is, you've got to seek help. You can't just do this on your own, right? And it looks more like, honestly, the state where you've applied and you're waiting to hear back. It looks more like that. You're in the interview process. But it's that awful point where you're not sure if you have a job or you don't have a job. Do you tell your boss? All these things have to come into play, but not till you get that phone call saying, we'd like you to start on such and such a date, report for your orientation. All right, Virgo? You guys hate that. You hate when things are not locked down, so that's not great for you. You'll be fine, though. Okay. Let's see what else is going on here. Hey, Karen. Okay, Jen. All right. So we're on Libra. Libra, I've got the Five of Wands. I've got the Five of Cups reversed. We have Judgment. We have the Two of Coins reversed. And the Queen of Wands reversed. All right, Libra. Well, this speaks to, and I gotta tell you, most Libras hate arguing. They are excellent debaters. They're wonderful conversationalists, but they do not like conflict and arguing and ugly words and fighting. And there we see Libra, kind of all that happening around them. The Five of Cups reversed is you're done crying over spilled milk, you're out the door. I'm going to say out the door because there's Judgment having you out the door. Yeah, there's some juggling money here, but Libra is happy to juggle money because they're not living like that. They can't live with the constant conflict. The Five of Wands is showing me the same thing over and over, the same argument. And I'm seeing you working extra hard, Libra. The Queen of Wands reversed. You are really working hard, but you're just not going to stay in an environment where you're not happy. And if it means you have to work 2 jobs, you'll do that. So you complaining. Page of Swords reversed. Knight of Wands reversed. Kind of stuck there right for now, but the Three of Coins has you celebrating more money and things getting better. So the sooner you get out of this bad situation, Libra, the better off you'll be. The Emperor. So it's either you're taking on a new position of management. It could be a relationship with a very strong, very I say domineering, because I don't like that word, but a man who knows his business. But this really does speak more to financial independence and honestly climbing up there the hard way, like the corporate ladder. Oh my goodness, what did I just do? Okay. All right, Libra. Scorpio. It's always good for a chuckle. Scorpio. Oh dear God. All right, Scorp. We have the King of Cups reversed. We have the Nine of Swords. We have the Ace of Swords. We have the Knight of Coins and the King of Swords. Anxiety around a man. King of Cups reversed. Depression, anxiety. Nine of Swords, anxiety. That's there. We have the Ace of Swords. We have the Knight of Coins, which is money coming in, news of money coming in. And I say news of money, money coming in. Ace of Coins is telling you, Ace of Swords is bringing the news, money coming in. Now, it could also be with the Ace of Swords, King of Swords. It's almost like money coming in, but it's painful. It's painful, it hurts. Could be a settlement from an accident coming in. It could be Ten of Swords, yeah. Four of Cups reversed. So someone knows what they want, but it's breaking away from something toxic. Problems all over this. Can't figure it out. High Priestess reversed. Okay, so there's money coming in. So I'm going to say again, money coming in, but it comes at a price, at a cost, Scorpio. A lot of anxiety here. So knowing what you want to do, but that Ten of Swords, I don't know. Hoping somebody was hurt in an accident. I'm hoping that this isn't an award money. But it just seems to come in a very painful kind of way. All right? There's no death here. But it would be like, or an inheritance for someone, you know, maybe from someone who passed away before, some sort of, I say there's no death on top of you, but inheritance is usually coming long after the passing. It's one of those times, I'm so sorry, it's one of those times where the money isn't the biggest deal. Okay. Queen of Swords. Yeah, this is more about sticking to the rules, playing by the rules. Right? Sagittarius. Okay, Sag. Eight of Swords and Death. Two of Cups reversed. Seven of Cups reversed. Eight of Wands. The short one is end of a relationship, end of a friendship. Nothing can be done about it. Eight of Swords, it's just agonizing. And the Eight of Wands is like, well, focus on work because you can't fix this. That's the short story here. Eight of Swords, death, sadness, the sorrow, the ending of a friendship. Two of Cups reversed. Seven of Cups reversed. But I see the Eight of Wands. I see the Four of Wands. That's business success. That's focusing on business. I'm seeing Temperance, which is balance, and I see Justice. So it looks as though, Sag, that even though whatever's bringing so much sadness and heartache here, Eight of Swords, death, it's pretty much opened up your door to where you're just focusing on work. It's like if I can't have love and I can't have friendship, then I'm going to have work. And it's all about buckling down to work and celebrating promotion. So, you know, sometimes the energy really, and I'll tell you, the energy right now really isn't geared to relationships. The energy right now is geared, as I've said 1,000 times, know where you want to be, know what you want to be doing. All right. I'm yawning. I'm so sorry, guys. My goodness. Okay. Oh, Capricorn. We have the Three of Wands. We have the Six of Coins. We have the Queen of Cups. We have the Six of Cups reversed and the Ten of Wands reversed. Three of Wands, studying, learning, training. Six of Coins, bonus money, money coming in. Queen of Cups. Now it could be having a child in school and wanting to get pregnant again. That's just one way of looking at it, but really it's about bonus money coming in. Six of Coins. Six of Cups reversed. I don't think you're moving just yet. Ten of Wands reversed. Draw the breath of Camel's back if you'd like to move. Strength reversed. Three of Swords reversed. Star reversed. Six of Wands. It looks like there's promotion before you can actually make the move. Promotion. Six of Coins is bonus money coming in. Looks like you're waiting on that bonus money to make a move happen. Five of Coins is money getting better. So it just looks like you're ready to move, make a move. Two of Wands reversed. The Empress. It's been delayed, but there's some sort of promotion, some sort of, and once it's in place and that salary's in place, You can move forward with real estate plans, moving plans, okay? But it's coming, absolutely. It's been delayed, but it's coming, Capricorn. That advancement you've been waiting for is right there. In fact, I wouldn't doubt that you're doing some training now or training someone to take your spot, but that's all coming up for you. Wonderful for Capricorn. It's just unfortunately sometimes you gotta be great if you can move and then go into the new job, but you need the new job to make the move. So maybe there'll be some commuting or wait a less convenient time to move. All right, so we have Aquarius, and we have the King of Wands, we have the Eight of Cups, we have the Seven of Coins, we have the Hangman reversed, and the Moon. Well, the King of Wands and the Eight of Cups. Seven of Coins. Could be, Aquarius, that you're being offered a chance to travel for work, make more money. Do you want it? Do you want to travel? I don't know if you do. It's like you're wondering about that. You enjoy your job. Not sure you want to travel as part of it, though. Also, looking at these cards, it could be moving to save money, but then again, this idea of, do I want to do that? And I say that because the Moon is there, and the Moon is a cautionary thing in this case. It's like the Moon is saying, what do you really want to do? Is that really the best idea? And it's next to the Hangman reverse, which is like, maybe it's not the best idea. Is anyone taking advantage of you, Aquarius? Are you being put on the spot? It's like interesting. It's like, does someone have you in a love spell? I mean, is someone trying to compel you to do something, whether it's an employer that wants you to travel and maybe isn't going to pay you the money that they should pay you, or this idea of moving, is that really in your best interest? Is that what you really want to do? The Two of Swords reverse looks like you're going to make a decision. It's rock in a hard place, reversed, so it's choosing rock or hard place. Page of Wands reversed. Nine of Cups reversed. And the Sun. Well, it looks as though you're going to say no to the travel. I don't think you want to do any more work than you're doing. The Sun is shining on it, though. Ace of Coins, no, they're not going to pay you. You're not going to do it. It's that simple. They want more work out of you. They're going to pay you for it. The world has you changing your environment. You're ready for a change. Four of Coins reversed. You get to save money. Ace of Wands is partnership. Ooh, Ace of Cups. So for Aquarius, again, looking at these cards, the Moon and the Hangman reversed, practicality is great, but saving money, and if you don't really feel it, if you're going to live with someone and not be happy, if you're going to, it's like saving money isn't so great if it means you're not happy. And the relationship looks more like a business relationship than a love relationship. So I don't know what's going on here with you, Aquarius. I do know that you're going to figure it out. It's rock in a hard place, and you're choosing. So if someone's trying to force you to do something you don't want to do, what a mistake with an Aquarius. What a foolish mistake. The cards really... Hey, come on. Come on. My goodness, you're coming late to the game. I know. No one's going to force you to do something you don't want to do, and no one's going to force you to do something you don't feel is worth your time or your money. No one's going to make you work and not pay you for it. I mean, these are things that just are not going to work. And if someone's trying to trick you or trap you or guilt you into doing something, also not going to work. And as I said before, Aquarius is this what's really in my best interest? This is what I really want to do. All right, the Moon next to the Hangman reversed. Am I being taken advantage of? Is this what I really want? Is this good for me? And Pisces. All right, Pisces, we have the Lovers reversed. We have the Fool reversed. We have the King of Coins reversed. We have the Eight of Coins reversed. And we have the Five of Swords reversed. Yeah, that's just shit. Lovers reversed. Now I gotta tell you, these cards look to be more about work and money than they do about a romance. It looks actually as if ain't no romance going on. It's really about money and work and not being inspired by your work at the moment. A lot of hard work. It also could be time to get some help in, take some of the burden off. I say that Five of Swords reversed. Seven of Swords, the Hermit, and the Chariot reversed. So not moving forward. Thank goodness. Well, it's happy at home, and the Page of Coins is money coming in. That's good. Money coming into the home. Knight of Swords reversed. The Tower reversed. You're pulling the plug on some things there, Pisces. Could be a relationship, honestly. Lovers reversed. The Fool reversed. Tower reversed. Oh, you might just be saying no more to the relationship. You might be. And then as you doubling down on work. A lot of anxiety, no rest, no rest. Magician reversed. Knight of Cups reversed. You're not doing what you want to be doing. You don't know what you're best at. Looks like a lot of hard work, a lot of grunt work, a lot of that you might need to get some help in. You know, if you're working, you may want to get someone to help clean the house. Sense of burning the candle at both ends there, burning the candle at both ends. Ten of Cups. There's money there for the house or from the house. There's something going in for home. That's fine. And there's some special happiness around the home too. Like you're happy when you're home. At work, I don't know. Feels like a grind. Six of Swords. Real quick. Now, so you would benefit from traveling with work. You would benefit from doing some traveling. Looks like you might be doing some. The need to get away. The Hierophant. Seven of Wands. And the Page of Cups reversed. You know, again, and they keep repeating themselves. It's like the relationship's not happening, so you spend your time doing something else. Looks like work is tough. Work seems like a grind. Get somebody in there to do some of the more mundane things. Burning the candle at both ends. Might be time to take a break, just to get some fresh ideas or some fresh perspective. And that's what I got for Pisces. You know, it's really exhausting. I know I'm tired. And ironically, I was looking for someone to maybe do some cleaning in the shop, just clean the shop, dust and clean. I don't have time. No time for some of the mundane things, and I'm a Pisces. So, what are you doing? What are you doing? Okay, so with some comments, and we're gonna probably say goodnight, guys. It's getting late. Hey, Karen. Hey, Lisa. Hey, Patty. My goodness, Belinda, Lori. Where can I get your Aries horoscope in writing? I would say you need to transcribe it. I don't do these in writing. Gail Ann, hi. Okay, you're welcome, Gail. They are available. You listen to it again. It stays up once I save the video. It does stay up indefinitely. And they are being saved to the YouTube channel. So guys, go to Laura Lenhard on YouTube. You'll see the little Talisman and Cauldron icon there. Please like and follow. I am gearing up for that to do a show with YouTube. We'll be doing that Talisman After Dark I've been talking about for a while now. That's being scheduled for December. We'll start with one show and see how it goes. I'm exhausted. I have to tell you, I'm doing a lot of remodeling. So again, more with the horoscope there. And my kitchen's all torn apart. If I turned this camera, you'd see part of my kitchen here in the living room. And today I had a stove removed that wasn't supposed to be removed until tomorrow, so I couldn't make myself a cup of coffee. I'm sitting here yawning. Sorry about that. And I'm not getting my new stove until Sunday. I found the little antique shop, the little antique stove I was looking for a very long time. So that's being delivered on Sunday. So the little 1920s gas stove is adorable. I'm actually doing the whole, well, you know, the building is 1856, yeah. Middle of the 1800s that the building was built. So I've kind of been bringing back light fixtures, and let's see if I can show you here. I wonder if I can show you this ceiling up here. Nothing's been painted. Oh, will it show? I don't know if I can get it to show. Nope, I really can't. But I have an old fixture that I put up, a little chandelier and medallion, and just slowly changing over light fixtures and the kitchen, and I'm going to do a reproduction refrigerator because the old ones are just so poor on energy, and the freezers are like little boxes this big. There's lots of them out there on Marketplace, but I'm going to go ahead and go with a reproduction looking. Otherwise, though, I'm dialing it back. So that's what I've been doing in my spare time. And yes, and burning the candle at both ends. So on that note, I'm going to let you go. I hope you enjoyed the show. And I look forward to seeing you guys tomorrow at the shop. We have, oh my gosh, Pina, Karn, and Randy will be reading at the fair from 12 to 6. And that's it. Lots of new merchandise coming in. My back room is packed with boxes. We are going to be putting together some new displays. Lots of good stuff coming up, and lots of news of new events and classes. So stay tuned and read your newsletters, and everyone have a wonderful night and behave. See you next week. Bye.